Hi, this is Uncle Roland, and welcome. Welcome to our WSQ filming course. So I would like to take this opportunity to really uh, prepare you for this course so that the time that we're given to come together and learn and produce will be efficient and productive. So with this, I would like you to spend some time with this video and go through my sharing and also to prepare exactly what you need to bring, all right, for the training. So this is a 6 days program where you'll be involved in your social media production. So you will produce the video as you learn with us. This is also a prerequisite for our social media specialist training. This comprises another 4 days. This is really just for your consideration after you have completed the 6 days program with us. And of course, we also would like to advocate that you're not going to do this alone. In fact, we also hope that you were able to have an in-house team to actually help you with this whole entire social media production and even marketing. And that's where we can help you to build a team. So that is another 4 days program. Having said that, this is just for your consideration. If you already got a team that actually help you with the social media marketing and to drive and to generate leads, then that is fine. So with this, let me go into proper. So we understand that why you would like to join this program is because you want to know the how to produce a good quality social media video. And of course, some of them may even say you can simply just use your handphone and to make some social media video. No doubt. But you have to ask yourself, who are you targeting? So social media that video that are being produced using a handphone is actually meant to target a different group of audience. So who are you really targeting? And if your video doesn't bring across your real or actual message that actually is related to your business, then that video will most probably is only meant for socializing purposes. Having said that it can be part of your social media marketing. It's just that when you come to the crowds where people want to make decision, like what is your company is all about, then I think that is where you need a professionally made video that has the messages that actually target your audience and also to help them to take action. Of course, we also understand that this will be a good time for your staff to be trained together with you so that together you can come up with a set of videos that can benefit your company. Like I mentioned, you want to create a set of social media video so that you can actually post it in your social media platform such as Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp, WeChat, or even your live presentation to your customer or audience as an introduction. So this will be a great opportunity for you to do that and take advantage of our 6 days program. So this also might be a good motivation for you if you have not set up any of these social media platforms. Though I will assume that you at least should have your own website and Facebook. That will be the least that you should have by now. If not, well, it's never too late to catch up. And we also know that for business, you have or you need to have a system that actually involves social media marketing. If not, in future, we will be left out and will be obsolete very, very soon because if just relying on offline marketing, there are limitations to that, right? This also may be an opportunity for you to standardize some of the SOP, some of the, especially some system in place, so that you know that if there's time, and when time is right, especially if you are ready to form a team, you know how to systemize this social media video production and even marketing itself. Of course, in this training, you will have a chance to learn about professional tools and professional cameras. We don't really expect you to really spend tons of money to buy equipment. You should not, because that is not your specialization, right? Although in the process, you may be able to leverage on your handphone cameras to do certain very, very simple social media video production. However, if you really need to make high quality social media production, that is where you can leverage on us, use our equipment for a small fee. And we are very, very confident you will know how to use our equipment to your advantage at a very, very low cost. And it's also a time for you to integrate some of the system processes or maybe even software, all right, within your team, so that when you need to instruct or work with your colleagues, then that is where everybody knows the terminology. They know how to get round to get the job done. And sometimes it's also because, especially if you decide to work with a production house like us, then communication wise will be so much easier because we understand each other's processes, and when we work together, we'll be more efficient if you are getting us to help you with more video production. And with this, like I mentioned, the result will be that we reduce, or there will be a reduction in the planning time, and most probably in the production time itself. And that will save a lot of frustration, and so that we can get the job done too, right? And of course, if you and a colleague or even your co-workers, once they understand all this procedure, it will be a lot easier for you to play the role of a producer, and so that you can get all this coordinated, and so that you can get your videos out as soon as possible. As you know, if you really want to do one proper video, sometimes it will take months, and that will be too late for your social media marketing. You need to come up with it maybe within days. So this will be a good time for you to have that system in place together within your team or even with other production houses. And of course, if let's say we have any projects, you can actually collaborate with us, and we look forward with that because you understand our SOP. So just to let you know that our training location will be actually in this studio. So this studio, we are actually equipped with 6 to 7 cameras, and from there you can learn and take this opportunity to learn the processes right from pre-production, production, and post-production. So that is where we can conduct classes like that. But no worry for you, because for your you all need to work with laptops and cameras, so there'll be tables provided for you to work on it. As to how are you going to prepare your for this workshop, I will elaborate further. Alright? And you will have a chance to actually operate our multi-cam live streaming devices, so that you get the whole experience of how to produce your video quickly. In fact, if you can reduce your post-production time to 0, that will be the best. In other words, immediately after filming, you will get your video straight away for whatever purpose that you have for it. So just a brief knowledge for you is that within the team, there are several roles that you will be playing. And by understanding this whole team structure, you will know that what is involved, especially if you're going to have a small team where everybody will be playing multiple roles. In a professional production setup, especially if we're talking about filming short film or MediaCorp kind of production for TV and broadcast, actually it involves many specialists. So let me take this opportunity to go through this with you. First of all, what we really need to lead the whole production is you need a producer. In this case, likely it will be you, because you will be learning these three major phases of production: pre-production, production, and post-production. And as a producer, your job is really, of course, to take care of the budget or need to raise a certain amount of budget for the production. And with that budget, you will decide how are you going to produce this to get your maximum effect, quality, and impact. And of course, as a producer, you will need to garner or gather a group of specialists under your charge so that they can execute according to what you have intended. So this is brief. As we go along the way, you will understand the role much better during the training. The other one, of course, is a scriptwriter. In this case, you'll be tasked to write a script that is meant for your social media marketing purposes. And as a scriptwriter, your intent, or to know the intent of the producer, or the purpose of the company or your company to have this video, is very important for the scriptwriter to understand that, so that he can craft every word that has those messages that you have intended, and they'll be delivered according to what you have intended for. So scriptwriter really got to write it down. Now, you may have an intent for your video not to have any narration, voiceover, or even any dialogue. Now, in this case, it is still good to have a script, because the script may not be produced into a voiceover, narration, or even a dialogue, but the script was still able to guide you in terms of your storyboarding, decision to decide what footages or what pictures to be put in. So this script will guide you, and so that you will not get out of track. You will not deviate from your main key messages. So I will really appeal to you, even you have that intention of not to have any narration or voiceover, it's still good to have the script for your video. And of course, you have a chance to play the director role, because that's where you decide how or what is needed to be shot, to be included, to be produced, into your video, such as who will be acting, or what stock footage, or what raw footages, or what are some of your archival photos and videos to be included. And all these matters coming from the director, because the director will decide the final outcome, how the video is supposed to look like, what is the mood, what is the feel, how the music is going to drive the whole emotions. So all this will be part of the consideration of the director. Well, if you have the luxury of having an assistant director or an assistant producer, that'd be great, because these are the ones who are able to support you, give you ideas, and to also to make decisions. So in this case, if in this workshop you have a team, some of you may come in pairs, some will come in threes, some come in 6, some come in 8. This is where you can gather them together as a team and delegate different roles, so that all of them can play a part in this whole production. And of course, definitely one of the very important team member you need is actually an assistant producer or assistant director. You will have a chance to play about how your shot going to be shoot. And that is where the use of the camera. So during the production, during the filming, you have a chance to use different kind of professional cameras. And if you want to involve your handphone camera, you are welcome. So that you also can see the limitation of a handphone camera and what you can do if, let's say, you want to keep your production simple. So feel free to include that as part of your photography. And you have the chance to operate our cameras. We have different cameras ranging from DSLR, mirrorless camera, camcorders, and production cameras. So all these have different purposes, and you will have an opportunity to try them out in this workshop. And of course, it'll be great to have at least 2 persons to man a camera, and you will have opportunity, right, to be a filming assistant too, as all of us will be taking turns to produce or to film during the training. Art director is where you have an opportunity to decide how you want your actors or who your interviewees to dress up, what kind of makeup, what kind of look and feel they're going to have. And you also can decide how your background is going to be like. There'll be one day that will be spending with you, with our camera crew and our cameras at your site. That is where we will be going to your site, and we will be deciding how to use, let's say, your office spaces, how to use your outlet spaces, how we're going to use your lobby if you have one, how we're going to use your signages if you have any, how to use your banners if you have any as a background setting. In all this, you will have to make the decision so that to make your background meaningful and to have your interviewees or to have your actors to look appropriate for every of your scene that you have intended to shoot. And finally, you have the opportunity to edit your video. And do not worry that if your concern is that were you able to do a good job. In this editing process, you will appreciate the workflow in order to come up with a professional edit. Our purpose for you is to come up with an edit concept that you think that you want for your video. No worries, because after that, after you finish the course, my production team, my post-production team will help you to have your video refined and make it look professional so that you can use it for your social media marketing purposes. So like I say, in this whole workshop, it will be very, very hands-on. In fact, I will be playing a facilitator role so that will get you an opportunity to be very, very practical with what you're doing and hands-on, either with the software or with the hardware. And no worries, because I'll be there to guide you. And I will also have my production team to guide you in handling the equipment and finally the editing. So be assured that whatever you do is not going to affect the quality of the video that we're going to produce. But more importantly, you enjoy yourself, all right, in this very practical and hands-on session, so that you learn as much as possible, raise as many questions as you like, so that because through this process, your learning will be genuine, practical, and authentic. So in this whole workshop, do prepare this before you come into the workshop. Firstly, have a concept of the video that you have in mind. And later on, I'll be going through some of this video so that it'll give you ideas of how the video you want it to be like. And prepare 150 words script in your preferred language. So I believe that some of them you're targeting a different audience, for example, a Chinese-speaking audience. Some you're targeting the English-speaking audience. So do prepare a script that is targeting your audience. 150 words is sufficient for a 1 minute to a 1.5 minute video. it may extend to 2 minutes per learners. In our training, the guidelines is, of course, a minute of a video produced by a single learner. If you have two, when you combine, you will have a 2 to 3 minute video. Of course, if you have 6 learners, all right, your total video range in terms of the duration can range from 6 to 8 minutes or even 9 minutes. We give restrictions so that it's being realistic, so that it can be completed during the 6 days learning and production. Of course, that means that the more you send in your team for our training, the more videos you will get. But do not worry that it only restrict to like a minute of video per learners. The whole intention is with a minute of video, you actually can cut it up into many different versions, shorter version for your purpose. For example, Instagram, it can take 15 seconds or even a minute video. Some WeChat can take up to 15 seconds video. So all these you can cut up for different purposes in order to engage your audience. And prepare your own laptop. In fact, if you have the latest laptop, that'll be the best, because then that will be able to help you to work faster. But whichever laptop you have, do bring them, because it'll be very helpful for you to have them to work on the software and the editing too. So equip yourself with the laptop and do bring your power adapter. You will have a chance to really use a software online tool for pre-production. It's called celltech.com. The program is free for you for limited time, but it'll be great for you to learn the whole entire process, all right, about pre-production. Do not log in yet until the first day that we are meeting. This is just to inform you so that you have that preparation in mind. Have your script in soft copy. Word document is the best, because whatever you type, it can be copy and paste easily, and that will save you a lot of time. Or you have a highlighter, that'll be great. Just bring along for sake of learning some of the traditional method. If you don't like highlighter, that's optional. Writing material, in case you want to take any notes that I will be sharing with you. However, you'll also be provided with a set of notes from our side, so you can use that to take your notes too. So it's really up to you. And you'll be using a very professional editing software. Be assured that this software is very professional, but it is free, and so that you can learn the basic and make free use of it. When the time comes, for all you know, you may have a staff who is very competent and IT savvy. So with this software, they will pick up very easily, and it's free. So you do not need to worry about subscription, monthly subscription, or even to pay any of this. And this can be updated anytime, as long as any update from the company. This is a professional software because it's even being used for Hollywood movie production. So definitely you are in good hands. Prepare a portable hard disk of half terabyte or 500 gigabyte, because that is for you to store your footages that will be shot from our camera, so that you can bring it back. If your laptop has a lot of storage space, then that'll be fine too. Do make sure that you have at least like 500 gigabyte. It's not going to take out all 500 gigabyte. It's just that you'll be great for that, so that it also can help in your editing. We also encourage you to have an external hard disk, so that all your projects will be stored there. And then when you do your editing, it will be so much convenient, especially if we're going to take over your hard disk, your project, for our editing purposes. Transferring a file will be so much faster. So it will be great if each of you will have a portable hard disk. And like I mentioned, it's good right now to have a video concept of your video that you want to produce during this workshop. And what is video concept? I will share with you later on a little bit more. Like I mentioned, also bring your own handphone and with power bank. So that's one of the limitations if you're using your handphone, because it will drain your battery very, very quickly, and it's almost not feasible or practical to use to shoot uh, long duration filming. Nevertheless, bring a power bank so that your handphone will be able to last you for the entire day. And with that, we also encourage you to bring your earphone that comes with your handphone. You'll need your earphone so that you also can help to monitor the audio recording using our cameras. So all these will be very, very helpful. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you the whole entire process. Especially you're going to go through them during our 6 days of so-called production. And it of course consists of pre-production, followed by production, and finally post-production. For now, I'll emphasize a little bit more about pre-production because this is how you're going to start the workshop with us. So with this, let's come over to our slides. So for pre-production, first thing, we're going to start with this software, which is free. And then from there, you're going to transfer your script over to the software. We'll teach you how. And this script will be easily transformed to a professional script format that is really meant for production purposes. And this will happen in the morning. And with the software, we will do a script breakdown straight away. So what's a script breakdown? Basically, with a script, we're going to break it down onto how are we going to shoot, what are we going to shoot, and this will also help us on when to shoot, where to shoot. So this will be a script breakdown and with all the consideration that you require for your filming. And in the afternoon, that is where we will be discussing how you actually, based on your script breakdown and the script, how are we actually going to shoot it. There are many, many considerations in order to make it successful, efficient, productive, and not to have your filming wasted or unproductive. And it can be very, very frustrating because that is time and money wasting with those time that you have invested. And in the second day afternoon, that is where we will come out with, oh no, in the morning, that's where we will still continue and produce it into or transform it into a production schedule. This production schedule will guide us exactly what we're going to shoot, where we're going to shoot, how we're going to shoot, and who will be involved. In the second day afternoon, that is where we will generate this into a call sheet and release form. Now, this call sheet is basically instruction for those who are involved, including, of course, my production team, your colleagues, your team members, even those that you're going to invite to come for your interview, or actors who are going to be volunteering, assuming that we're not going to pay a single cent. And so that they know that time to report, how they're going to prepare, what they're going to do, any makeup they need to prepare, and even the art set, how you're going to prepare this office or your signage or the background. So all this will be reflected in your call sheet, and we will guide you how you can generate them very, very efficiently. And of course, towards the end of the second day, that's where we have assessment. Now, it's important that we will go through this WSQ assessment, and this is actually regulated by SkillsFuture Singapore. So it's a submission that we need to do in order to prove that actually you have acquired those skills. No worry, because whatever you learn and do basically has already proven that you have acquired those skills. It's just that we need also to let you go through the process to demonstrate that actually you have acquired those skills. So if you have been very conscientious to work and learn from us, there's no problem, all right, to be competent in this whole assessment process. And of course, in this assessment process, it will involve in oral questioning. There'll be an assessor to question, to be asking you questions so that you can show that you have understanding, you have knowledge of those skills. In other words, other than showing that you can execute it, you also show that you understand what all these various procedure, workflow, skills that are required for this so-called entire production process, or in this case, pre-production. And what you need to submit, of course, there are 4 things for this first round of pre-production, which is your script breakdown, your production schedule, and your call sheet. Now, do not need to worry because the software that we are teaching you can automatically generate them. And that's why we want you to hone this IT skill because it is so efficient. Things that the professional team used to do during the traditional time, during the professional time, they'll spend weeks in order to do this. But yet for you with this software, it can be done with just a click away. Maybe just spend a few minutes, the most half an hour updating, whereas to generate the documents is just a click away. So you will also be required to pick up those skills, IT skills, very, very efficient and easy. And finally, we'll take the end of the second day is to confirm your cards, your interviewees, your preparation, because after this second day, we are going to go into shoot. So we either spend one day with me in our studio to do any interviews, filming, and the second day we'll be going to your site to do your on-site either B-roll shoot or interview shoots or even product shoots or service shoot. So all this will be part of the planning, and we won't know until you come up with your concept, your script, and your ideas. So after the pre-production, that is where we go into production. So during this production, you will be having an indoor filming. That's where you learn all the necessary preparation, equipment, and the processes for indoor filming. And that will take about half a day. And the second half day, we either continue with our indoor shoot if there's a need, or because of the requirement, or we can have outdoor shoot. And that is where you were able to appreciate the 2 different ways of filming. During the second day, we can continue with our outdoor shoot, or it can be your site, on site, either in your outlet, in your shop, or in your office. That's where we can have another round of shoot. And again, we'll come back at the end of the second day for another round of indoor shoot. If we have completed whatever that we want with our shoot, that is where we will also conduct our assessment. Alright, so with this assessment, you will have an opportunity that is to show how you're going to set up the cameras, how you're going to shoot with the cameras. So all this we have already acquired. And towards the end of the day, you will also be transferring all those files and prepare them for editing. So that will be the end of the second day for production learning. And like I mentioned, you'll be having your assessment, WSQ assessment. We also will also prepare you to download your software so that we will save time in terms of editing, because we hope that the moment you come in, we can start editing straight away. So the best is to install the software into your computer first before the workshop. And in this case, we will be preparing you for that too, so that we will ensure that the software is compatible with your laptop. So when we come to the third course, which is the editing, first day we'll start with some basic setup, and then with that we'll continue with the timeline edit. Exactly what it is, or we will learn during the training itself, of course. And then you on the second day you will learn how to make your video editing more professional by including transition and even add narration, audio, music, maybe even sound effects to make it even more professional. And we also help you to able to refine your video. And of course, towards the end of the second day, that is where you'll learn how to finalize your video so that it's suitable for exportation, for export. And again, with the assessment, basically is to submit the edit to show that you have acquired those skill set for editing. And by now you should be very excited because you will be able to see almost a final product of your work. And when the time right, we're definitely very sure you have a lot of sense of satisfaction. And of course, for the edit itself, you'll provide a great reference for us to make it into a professional video for you, for your company, in terms of social media marketing. So right now we'll go into the type of production, especially for individual participation. Especially for you, if you're only coming as a solo by yourself, then you can make a video that is suitable and you will see results through this individual participation. So this is where you have an opportunity.
Hi everyone, my name is
So this is actually a videographer who came for our training, and he was giving us a testimony. And this is something that he shot by himself, of course, from our guidance. He was actually making a video for his company. His company is into interior design, and with this, got a chance to even work with children. In this case, the cast. Actually, some of these are his colleagues, and they actually go and join in. You can see that through our guidance, they were able to perform, and I think he actually learned a lot from me. This is actually the actual video that he has done through
looking for your perfect
program.
home? Look no further.
We
are an established HDB certified
how to
and
direct.
Price Trust
Children are not
interior
easy
design
as part
firm,
of filming.
and we provide
They
lifetime
can be very
warranty for all
temperamental,
workmanship.
and
We
they
have
can
designed
play
over
tangent,
10,000
and sometimes they will not
houses,
behave
and
exactly
we are
what we want
continually
in front
committed
of
to
camera.
maintaining their homes.
Imagine all these are cinematography, the way we use the camera. So
Have
he actually
peace
got a
of
chance
mind
to
with
use
free
all
site
this.
measurement.
We'll give
and
advice
money-back
how to
deposit
really
insurance
use
bond.
the environment to maximize it. So you can see that the way that the filming is done is very professional, and he has done a good job through our guidance, and he was able
We
to
would
edit,
love to
use
meet you and
appropriate
get to know more
transition,
about
and
you.
then from there to make a
Rest
very, very good
and relax.
finalization.
Design
of that
your
video.
life with us.
So in fact, they're going to use this for their marketing purposes, and I'm happy for them because, in fact, the boss was very, very happy with what he came out with as an individual work. As an individual work, it also can be a form of this social media video where you interview a client, a customer that who is willing to come for the filming and to share his experience with you about your services of your company. In this case, this company actually managed to get one of his customers to share about their saloon, about their services, about their new outlet with all the facilities, and she was actually very happy and sharing a very good experience with
Keep doing what they're doing because it's amazing work.
the company. In fact, this video, when put out on social media, they have more likes and views, and they actually stay and watch the video as compared to other videos that they make by themselves and they put it out. Now, for individual work, your video also can be in this form. For example, this has no acting but simply using our stock footages. We'll be providing stock footages for you during this period for free because we do subscribe to all these stock footages with a yearly premium. You can take advantage of this opportunity and find any of these suitable stock footages for your edit. Now, in this case, we don't even need to shoot. Having said that, to find suitable stock footage video for your services or for your social media marketing video, sometimes it can be frustrating because you will not get exactly what you want. Rather is that you have to cater to it. But because of that, it makes filming possible in a sense that you don't really need to travel so far. Especially if your footages required to be taken overseas, which is not possible in this workshop or even with very, very limited budget. There are some footages that you want to get, but you won't be able to do it because you need permission. And many of these company or location will not allow you to do film. So that is when stock footages can come in to serve your purpose. And you can see that in this video, it was entirely built, alright, or edited using stock footage, and you tell the story. And client is very happy that he actually can able to do a good job for this purpose. So this is something that you can consider if let's say this is what you're doing, or that's what the video concept for your video production during this production. Another possible individual work video is actually
Hi there.
this
I'm Jessica, and I'd like to warmly
a host
welcome you to the
or a
Reader
presenter
Graphics community.
presenting the
I'm about to show you
his
how you can get
script
more
or
insight
idea
from powerful
directly
notes
to a
in just
camera.
a fraction of
And in
the
this
time.
case, alright, we
First,
can film
let's
within
walk
our
you through
studio
the
with a wide
resources
screen,
available
green
to you
screen.
right now.
Wide screen
On
would be good,
your
and
member
that'll be so much
dashboard,
easier.
you'll be able
And
to
along the
access
way,
these
you can
resources
add in
via your
pictures,
two
screenshot,
free links or the title from
and
the
this can be
description.
easily produced during
Simply
the
download the
post-production or
files you
even
need
the
and have
production
access
itself.
to them anytime.
And this will be a
anywhere.
good time for you
Next,
to really
remember to opt
gather
into
all
our
your
success
archival
so you can receive
media,
bite-sized
which include
tips,
photos,
just like taking
past
daily
videos,
success vitamins. You can also follow us on Facebook,
or any of the screenshots.
Twitter, or Instagram.
In
for
fact, you
inspiring
can actually
quotes,
save it
articles, and
in
tips.
your portable hard disk.
If you love our summaries
Save
and
it there
graphics,
so that during
please
post-production
make
we
sure
can
you take
use it.
advantage of our unbelievable
So this
offer.
is how
We're
also
using
one way
crazy
it can be an
discounts for our
individual
monthly and
work
annual bundles of up to 40% discount
to
for a
produce your own
limited
video
time
and
only.
leverage during
So
our,
don't miss this great deal.
production learning
Finally,
time.
do submit your testimonials.
So you may
and
be
you can
presenting,
one of
or
our
you can
lucky
get
monthly
someone or
winners
your
to walk away
co-workers
with Read in
or
Graphics
your
vouchers
subordinate
and
to
prizes.
actually present.
Once again,
Especially
welcome
those
to
who
Read in
think that they
Graphics. See you
represent
at the top.
your company in terms of image and reputation. And of course, with the edit, we can help you to edit and make it a professional video.
Hi there.
There's also another form of individual video production. In this case, of course, it's very similar to previous one, except that there is a little acting. That's where you may want to get someone who are very confident and not camera shy, and to present your product.
For example,
And with that, not only that, especially if product based, then that's where we also can do some product filming, product demonstration filming,
which is £1.
so that this one can be incorporated
You can
into
see that
the
it's very smooth and glides on your skin.
Of course, with such setting, this one can be done indoor within our studio. Of course,
It's
at your
non-sticky
outlet
and not
or
greasy.
at
I'm using
your site,
LOI aloe vera
all
gel.
this can be
How
done.
about you?
Right? And of course, this video can serve a purpose, and for individual work to achieve it is not a problem. This also can be an individual work. In this case, it was based on a property agent. And in this case, because this can be done like within half a day,
There are so many
where of
property
course
agents
an
out there
agent
helping
or
you
a
sell and
host
buy your homes.
will want to
What
introduce
makes you
a
different from the rest of
facility.
them?
In this case, it's a property,
telling the story of
but
the
it
house
can
because
be
every house is
a
a story.
site,
Especially
can
for
be,
resale home. I'm sure potential homeowners
a
will want
location
to buy a house
for
with
you
a
to
happy
introduce.
story. And I'm
Or
the
it can
voice
be
to
an
actually
event
tell
too,
the story of the
if
house.
you have
Like for example,
control over
this
the event,
unit over here is
itinerary.
owned by a family of 5.
So
Very loving
this is
family
where it
who
can be
not
shot
only love
within
each other, but they
half a
also
day.
love the house. Help by the
Prepare a
condition
script
of the
well,
house.
and
How
then
well
from
taken
there
care
we
of.
can take your
Look at this
sharing
spacious living room.
and B-rolls.
Imagine yourself
So this is what we
lounging
call
here every
B-rolls.
night
We will
after
take
work.
the environmental shots,
Now we go
we
into the
can
kitchen
take the
area,
product,
where
we
you
can
can
film
prepare
the
delicious
product.
meals every day.
So all this can be done. And
It's
through
just
this, you will
recently
actually learn
renovated
how
as
we
well,
actually
so the
shoot
condition
it
is
in order to achieve this effect.
So you have
Of
a
course, with
counter
that,
area
that's
here
when you
chill
can
out
have your
at.
editing.
Now
You
we go to the
can
dining
use your
area,
editing skills
where you
to
can
make it
enjoy
very
your meals every
professional,
morning
to
and
tell
night.
a good story.
And guess what? If you look further into a children's
And with this, you can see that
owners
how
of the
this was
house,
being included.
first is
In fact, during editing, we also be teaching you how you can input your
and of
text,
course the business house
so that with the
East
text,
is
it
well
actually
renovated
complements
and superbly well
your
kept.
host or
Of
your
course, there are full
agent
condo
or your
facilities.
presenter speech.
So connect with
So
me
this will be
today.
done during
My
the
number is
post-production time. Right? And of course, introduce you yourself. for your marketing purposes. It can be a form of commercial, especially if you have creative ideas. So it doesn't meant to be direct, but it meant to tease the audience so that they find interesting and of course put your marketing purposes. So this was actually done within like 2-3 hours. But creative ideas need to think through, and that's where we want to think through about the idea that you have. So there is no dialogue, just music, and this is done. That's where you want to be very creative. Now there's also production concept, video concept, if you're having a team of 2 to 6. So 2 of course means that there will be minimum time. 6 of course it means that you can do a lot more, longer filming. So for example, this is actually one of our participants, and he actually shared about his testimony about how he actually used our session together with his team of total of 3 members. They actually come and produce this short film. It's called Xiang Wei. Very, very interesting way of selling light soy sauce. And he actually used a short film concept in order to do that. And of course, he has given us a good testimony about how much he has learned and how he can do it. So in this process, what happened is that one of the members actually came up with a teaser. So in this whole process, one member actually was in charge of coming up with a teaser. And with this teaser is to encourage the audience to keep a lookout for the so-called full screening of their short film. So with this, putting some interesting messages so that they will be more willing. They'll be more willing to say, okay, I want to watch a longer video. So with that, this actually teaches them. Yes, right. Of course, this particular learner finally, during the workshop, did a full version of this short film with a 3-man effort. I'm not going to expect you to watch this full short film, but just to give you some idea that how was being shot. This whole entire short film was actually being shot in 2 locations. One as his house, where he used the bedroom, kitchen, living room, and there was another location that shot in his workplace. And finally, provide with a logo, and from there did a final edit to end the video. So this was a very professionally made short film during his learning of the production with us. So we are actually very excited that out of this workshop we can come up with such a high quality short film. There's also a possibility of an event if, let's say, it coincides with our production schedule, or if this event, it can be something that's set up by you so that it can align with it and we can shoot. So a possible event shoot based on the 3 learners' effort that we can use 3 different cameras and shoot an event. So with this event, we can have different shots at different location within the same vicinity, so that with all these footages coming from 3 different cameras, in the end you can shoot it or edit it in any version that is required in order to present it to your viewers. So with that, you can also learn about editing and come up with an event video highlight. So this is also a 3-learner effort. A 3-learner effort can also making a professional looking testimonial video. Alright, because this one takes, why it takes 3 learners? Generally because there's a lot more content, a lot more sharing, and going to different locations. So the location is because of that, it required more time to that. And there's a lot of preparation. Especially in this case, we actually go even to the reservoir and to shoot her in action, playing in this case a violin. She's actually a prolific violinist, and also she runs her own music academy.
desperately
went to
looking
house
to
also to
love,
shoot.
fast, and effective
So this will be a 3-learner
technology.
team
And I look
in
like
order
the
to
key
come up
designer
with this
was asked.
testimonial
In fact,
video.
good.
Testimonial video is good,
Fact-
especially you want to reach out to your target audience who especially are from a more higher social status and professional looking video will be very, very important. But yet at the same time, it is credible. A team member production can also be this form. Let me see how I can get this out. So this video was actually shot just showcasing the venue. So if your video concept is to show your facility, there's no involvement of cast, interviewees, just simply shoot and to show the location, describe the location. This can be done, right, within half a day with 3 learners effort. So that's where you actually go to different location, of the same vicinity and we shoot. And you can see that the cinematography that we use, that's where you learn how we actually use our equipment to have such a very cinematography, a very professional looking video shoot. So let's go to the next one. Another possibility, this is a very eventful kind of occasion, and because this is happening at a few locations within the same vicinity, you actually need more learners within this group. And in this case, with these 4 cameras going around, you actually can shoot different moments at the same time. And with all this shot, you actually finally can edit it into different versions. You can edit a 30-second version, you can edit a 1-minute version, you can edit a 2-minute version with this form. And of course, you can have a total video highlight of 4 to 6 minutes with a 4-learner team. So these are actually all for your consideration.
In the city of colors and vibrancy,
this especially involving one cast,
I keep pace
one actors.
never let
You
go
can
of
go to different
opportunities.
locations and then from there we shoot.
Clear as
And then from there come up with a
your
very,
need.
very
Get priority
professional
for your favorite slots and
video.
you really feel like a VIP, and she never forget the best we project in wellness.
This one involves a lot more things. It involves a few casts, a few volunteer actors. In fact, in this case, they are customer, and of course the staff, and of course the venue. In this production, you need a 6-learner effort in order to produce this video. 6-learner means that you actually can come up with a 6 to 8 minute video, and then you can cut it up into many versions. You can cut up into a 30-second video out of this 6 to 7 minutes. So in other words, right, with a team like that, you can come up with a video series, right? You can come up with a video series video so that you can stretch your marketing campaign over a few months. So it's not just about making one video, which is 4 to 6 minutes, and you post it for a single time. The way that you craft it, it should be able to cut into many different versions, short and long and different format. So with everybody mastering the skill of editing, you can come up with several versions and you stretch it over 3 to 6 months video marketing campaign. And your shots and your video definitely will look very professional. Alright. Or you can shoot a TVC. The TVC is a 6-learners effort. TVC, from there, the reason is because it involves so many casts. All these are actors. All these are actors coming together. So there's a lot of planning to be done, right, for this, so that this can be a professional TV commercial. What if production that require more than 6? What are the kind of production that involve more than 6 members?
Unveiling Clear
So this is where,
Doctor mobile app that brings
especially
access
it
to your
takes a lot of
well-being
editing
at
work,
SKE Doctor from the App
and not
Store
only
to
that, a
download
lot
the
of
app
animation work.
and latest
That's where you need to work.
body or
Although during post production
get
workshop,
priority
you don't
for
really
your
learn
favorite slot
about
and doctors. Once you place
graphics,
yourself on
but
the
you learn
list,
about how to
she will
import
set aside the
pictures,
slots for you.
graphics into your video
We know your
so that they
experience
can
with
make it
Clear
more
SK.
professional.
With
or
her, it
picture
can
in
never
picture,
be easier.
what we call editing.
You
So
beauty
this is
and
something that
wellness
you'll pick
vision.
up
Your best
along
friends
the
are
way.
just a click, and
As
she
you
will.
see, in this
She-
case, the filming is more intense, more location, more involvement, more complicated.
In today's stressful city life,
In this case, of
work
course,
hectic
is
and we tend
why
to
it
neglect
take a
ourselves.
12 learners effort
Let
because
Clear SK restore
there's
you
many
with advanced
acting
treatments for your
involved,
skin, body, and
scripting,
hair.
and we have
12
drone
convenient
shots,
locations
outdoor shoot,
island-wide.
indoor shoot, and all
Another
this
new
take
outlet
tremendously
emerges in the
amount of
heart of
time
Singapore's
to learn
world-class
and to
sports hub.
execute.
The new
So,
outlet is
but you can see
SK's Central
the filming,
Experience
cinematography,
Diagnostics Room,
very professional. And all this is
Immersive
can be learned and acquired
in
during our training.
action.
Now, if your video is instructional based, but it involves machineries and here and there, and that's why you need a 12 learners team. In this case, we have done one for Toyota. We actually have to go to their several locations to shoot, and this involves many preparation, filming, involving our cars, directing, in order to create this kind of quality. This of course not done by learners, but I'm just using this as an illustration for you to understand that for this kind of production, you will require more learners within the same group. Toyota, of course, we're very happy with what we have done. Short film. Now, if you are doing a pure short film or commercial short film, in this case, we have done for this company that provides self-storage services. So, came up with a script. We actually hire professional actors to come in and then to shoot and direct. So that's where all of you will have hands-on. This one will take 18 learners' effort to come up with such a professional one. Having said that, 18, that also means that potentially we can actually shoot 10 to 15 or 18 minutes worth of short film, right? Cut up into many formats according to what your marketing campaign is intended for. So this definitely need a lot of discussion and planning. Nevertheless, it still can be achieved within 6 days with good planning and preparation. So again, I'm coming to the end of this preparation introduction video. It's just a reminder that we need you to prepare these. So complete a video script of 150 words per learner. Everyone bring your own laptop. Alright, we are going to prepare you with this Celtec account. Do not register first. Alright, we only register them during the very first day of the workshop. Make sure that your script has a soft copy. Bring highlighter if you have, writing material. In fact, if now you want to download DaVinci Resolve, that's even the best. Alright, you can go to the website and download the latest software and even try out yourself if you want to. Make sure you also prepare yourself a portable hard disk of minimum ½ terabyte. And if possible, transfer all your past videos, pictures that you have accumulated over the years of your business. This will be a good time to collate them and copy to this hard disk. It will be very useful during our planning and for your preparation for the shoot. Well, if you have a list of actors, in this case, we don't really expect you to pay because we understand that you want to fully leverage on this learning program. So it'll be a great time for now to have a list of actors. And when we say list of actors means what? Think about your staff or your friends who will be willing to volunteer. Now, for all you know, your friends will be very excited alright, to act for you for free because this is a time for them to really having fun, of course to catch up with you and to see you in action. Well, along the way they also can learn a bit of filming from us. So do think of who can be involved, alright, and if you really need that. The list of actors in this case may also include your customer who may be giving testimony or who are willing to give testimony to share something that they are satisfied about your product or your services or anything about your business. So keep that in mind, have a list, prepare them. Alright. So again, a reminder, at the end of this 2 days course for pre-production, you will be submitting your script breakdown, and with the script body, you will come up with a production schedule. With a production schedule and the software will generate the call sheet. And finally, you have to do a little presentation to show that what you have understand, and that will conclude the 2 days workshop for pre-production. All right, so I hope that this will be a good introduction for you, and that you also can be well prepared for our coming workshop, and so that we can fully use these 2 days to the maximum. So with that, Uncle Roland signing off, and have a good day. See you soon. Bye.